The following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Today, Beyond the Limit takes us all the way to Uhuru Estate right here in Nairobi. We want to have a sit down with Caro. Caro, who is a mother of Precious. Precious is a baby who has cerebral palsy. And so, being the mother, she's by default the caregiver. Just listen to her experience and perhaps what she is doing in her own space to make sure that this then does not become a burden, but basically a simple way of living life, having known just how to manage your challenges. Join me. Hodi.
Karibu
Alright.
sana.
Hi.
Hi.
Asante sana.
Karibu
Kwa
sana.
kutukaribisha.
Yeah,
Hai
karibu.
mama. Hai. Baby. Asante.
Karibu sana.
Like I said, Caro is here to speak to us, and so is Precious, such a precious and pretty girl, and we'll be talking about her. She might not be the person to tell us the story, but her presence speaks volumes to this edition of Beyond the Limit. And indeed, it is beyond the limit because the experiences that some of the people that we feature, go through are experiences that would get you dreading life. But all the same, they have soldiered on. My name is Linda Alela, and Caro is here. Caro, thank you so much for inviting us to your home.
Yeah.
For us to speak about Precious.
Yeah.
So one day you wake up and you're expecting such a precious and pretty little girl. Perhaps you've even gone for scanning, and it's a baby girl. And, from hospital or from wherever or from what point, then do you get to know that, well, Precious is precious indeed, but with a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom. First of all, I want to welcome you at our home.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming. It's a privilege, for our story to be aired.
Yeah.
And I want to believe that somebody somewhere will be encouraged and people get to learn something, just to get something to know about CP or cerebral palsy, and like to get the real thing about it.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of speculations out there, a lot of myth, but today we are here to enlighten the society about it. Well, this story started like 8.5 years ago.
Okay.
Actually, because this year around April, Precious will be turning 9 years of
nice.
God's faithfulness. Yeah, so she happened to be our third born baby. She's such a beautiful baby. We thank God for her. Yes, she was a baby that we really waited for. Actually, before her, we have like 2 more siblings for her.
Yeah.
And before she was born, they used to ask for a baby. So at some point, me and my husband, we had decided we wanted 3 kids. So yeah, we said that was the right time. So yeah, we trusted God for Precious, and baby came. Just that she arrived differently, but her pregnancy was okay. Used to go for those scans, everything was showing perfect, but her story changed the last minute during delivery. Because what happened, she acquired CP as a result of negligence at the hospital. It was so bad. Actually, we almost lost our lives, me and Precious. And we thank God we made it. Actually, this far where we are, we see it's God, and we thank God. We have reasons to thank God, even though the journey has been so challenging, very difficult, because we have gone through a lot. Yes, it was a difficult birth. I was rushed to an emergency CS, whereby when she was born, this CS is whereby the patients, you can, part of you can't feel yourself, like from down up, down. You are not feeling yourself, but upwards, like I could talk to the doctor. And remember, this was an emergency CS. That means Precious at some point she had what do we say? She got stuck. Like I had tried to give birth normally, but she got stuck.
All right.
Yeah, at the birth canal. So I had to be rushed for the emergency.
Okay.
But all through, I was telling them like this pain was not normal.
Yeah.
It was just too much. So I could tell them like actually we were there with my husband. We were crying to the doctor. Like can you check something could be going wrong, but then they were like, hey mama, where watch her, like you don't just disturb, can you wait? They were saying like the fact that I had given birth to other 2 kids normally, so they were like even Precious, she could still come through, but unfortunately she got stuck. So yes, we were taken for the emergency CS. The baby's life, that's where it was changed. She got brain damage that caused CP now. We call that condition, we call the process, we call it asphyxia. That is lack of oxygen in the brain. Yeah, her story changed, even though we never knew that. Actually, we came to know it 2 years later. Yeah, because I remember she was born around 2, but I saw her the following day around 10 in the morning, because she was taken to the incubator.
For a long time,
Yeah, remember the reason why she was taken, we were taken for the emergency, is because already she was not able to breathe by herself. So she was already lacking the oxygen. So from the CS, from the theater room to the incubator direct, but I thank God, just before she arrived at the NBU, she was able to breathe by herself. So she was not, she was not under the oxygen, but she had already the complication, and she was in the incubator for a week, whereby already, because of the struggle of being born, she had drank the amniotic fluid. Yeah, it was already in her lungs. So it would have caused some infections. But now she was given the treatment during her stay at the NBU. Things were very tough there. I remember Precious almost lost her life 3 times in that hospital around that 1 week. Yeah, remember she escaped the first one when she was being born. Another one at the NBU. At that hospital, they used to have a lot of trainees. So because she was not able to breastfeed, this cause of when a baby is having CP, especially severe, they are not able to breastfeed immediately. Some of them may be able to breastfeed later on, like what happened to Precious. Yeah, after like 2 weeks, she was able to breastfeed. Otherwise, I used to just express for her. So at the NBU, she was only, because she was not breastfeeding, she was being given some glucose water. So there's this needed a syringe that they put at the vein, so that it can take the water to the whole body. So it happened that this trainee missed the vein, and so they just wrapped it there as if it was taking, but it was not.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. So at some point, the room that I used to stay, or the mothers that our babies were at the NBU, it was direct opposite the NBU. So at some point, I just felt an urge just to go and see her. Yeah. So I just went. When I used to go there, I used just to go, touch her, talk to her. But, she was not responding. That is my baby. And that love, the attachment. And around this time, she had lost sight. Actually, she was not seeing. Yeah, she recovered it at 2 weeks. 2 weeks later.
That was jaundice, or just she wasn't seeing?
She was not seeing. CP also causes that. It causes blindness.
And you want to tell me the doctors did not detect that at that early stage for you to have known 2 years later?
They knew, but the fact is that they don't. Most of them, they prefer not to tell you. Yeah, they prefer. Of which nowadays I see it's okay. Imagine
they would rather not tell you, because you think there's no reverse to it. I mean, if it's happened, it's happened.
Yeah, it happened, and then also the damage that it can cause to the parent. Yeah, so I also still find it okay just to know it later on. As you move on, you start seeing some funny things, no milestone, so it prepares you for the worst. So such that by the time you are being told, it's not news.
So you had to go back to hospitals where you're told, okay, the milestones are not normal, and all this. This is it.
Yeah. 3 months. At 3 months, we discovered she was not growing normally. Like she had 0 mileage. And then she started this cry just from nowhere. As she was sleeping, she could just wake up and scream from nowhere and then go back and sleep. She did like that for like 2 days, and then we were like with my husband, no, let's just go back to the hospital where she was born, so that we go tell the doctors and just inquire what is this. So when we went, of course they knew everything, it's just that they prefer not to tell us. So what they did, they introduced to us to Precious now and convalescent medications. Yeah, there are some tablets, very tiny one, they're called phenobarbital. I was told if I was to give her giving her every day, that was it was the option. Yeah, but I was told to choose time that I was going to be giving her. That was if I was to be giving her every day at 7 a.m. It had to be like that. If it's 9, for me I chose 7 p.m. Sorry. Yeah, so I chose 7 p.m.
Why? Because you were working then or what?
Okay, by then I was working, but also 7 p.m. just after that it's night, time for people to sleep. And remember this and conversant, most of them they mix babies to be drowsy. Yeah. So I preferred it, right? Such that after taking the medication, she just sleep definitely. Yeah. So we were told like we were given for 2 weeks, and then we were warned like just 2 days before the drugs are over to come back and fetch more. So we did like that for like 2 months, and then at some point we asked the doctor like, doctor, how comes Precious will be taking these drugs? Can you tell us what are we treating here and for how long? You know, so the doctor started telling us like, remember your baby had a difficult birth, so don't compare your baby with others. Things will be different for her, or such things. But it wasn't easy. So from there we were told to start therapy sessions for her. These are for stimulating the brain.
How important are they if the baby is still going to be this way for the rest of time? Is it necessary? Would one want to say that, okay, what is the point then of doing therapy and all this physio and all that? How important?
It is very important.
Okay.
For example, Precious, when she was born, because of the difficult birth, her neck used to face up. She used to stay like this throughout. But because of the therapy, it came back to normal.
Okay.
Even though she still doesn't have a neck control, but at least her neck is
stable and almost at a normal level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also the physio, we help the body not to get worse, not to worsen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got another baby?
Yeah. After Precious, yes, there's an oops
You
baby
didn't
that
get
came.
scared. Oh, it's an oops baby, because I can imagine the torture. I mean the thought of getting another one and you know going to hospital, perhaps another hospital that is a bit careless. So it was an oops baby that turned out to be perfect. What's the name of that baby? It's a baby boy. Jaden. Is the oops baby.
Yeah, I'm
you should know that when he grows up. All right, so the oops baby Jaden is here. It gets you worried maybe at that pregnancy level. You're thinking,
definitely.
Now do I lose it? Do I keep it? Is it going to be the same experience? Then what?
The worries are there.
It
wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I thank God for my husband. He happened to be this man who loves babies.
Okay.
When I told him, he was like, okay, we can't, you know, we are saved. We can't terminate. We just raise the baby. And the baby is a blessing. Wow. At least at that point, I relaxed my mind and I was like, it's okay. Because I've seen other parents having CP kids as their firstborn and they still get other kids after the CP baby. So what you are supposed to do, when that happens, you're supposed now to walk this journey with a doctor. Get a doctor, let the doctor know your story so that you'll be able to walk step by step. Such that, like for us now, for the oops baby, we were advised by that 8 week. I was supposed to go for the CS, an erect CS. That's what we did, and the baby was born healthy and normal.
This is Jaden. Jaden will be coming back home today. From school. He's in grade 1. Grade 1.
Grade 1.
That's interesting. The relationship, the relationship of the kids, the brothers and sisters to Precious. Just how is it like? And Jaden knows that Precious is older than her, than him.
He knows. He knows, but sometimes he still calls Precious a baby. The other day we were actually reasoning, why is Precious a baby more than him? And he told me, yes, Precious is 8 years, but she's still a baby because she's still using Pampers and she can't talk. And I was like, wow. That's
and you can only leave it at that until he grows. The others understand?
The others understand. They really love her. What we did, we decided to involve the whole family to the care of Precious. Remember, she needs special care. So taking Precious for therapy sessions, we have been working together with the other kids such that they are able to know through experience, not through words, through experience, such that one day they ask like, how comes Precious, she doesn't walk, she can't talk like other babies, we have seen them being born, we have seen them going to school, Precious is still here. At that point we decided now to open up, to tell them the truth. Because we were like, if you see a child asking you a question, it means that their brain is grown and it's able to consume the answer that you give. So we told them everything that happened, because we were like, me and my husband, we decided it's good for us to tell the other siblings the exact thing, so that in future we will not come back to give them a different story. So let them know the truth. It really hurted them. They really cried for many days. They were so bitter with the doctors that did this, but we encouraged them to forgive. Like us, what we did, we decided to forgive the hospital and move on so that we are able to take care of Precious. So that's what they did also. And I'm telling you, from that time, even though they still used to love Precious, but they love Precious so much better, and they are very supportive. I'm telling you, like I don't have a house girl. I take care of Precious, but sometimes when they're here, I'm able to go out.
And I wanted to come to that because I really want you to tell us that story of taking care of Precious. I mean, would you have the confidence to just go out and leave them with Precious and know that you will come back and they are okay? Would Jaden be, you know, kind enough to say, let me feed Precious and see how, you know, it goes and all that. So, like we said, it's not like we share a fare here. It is just accepting this and saying that, you know what, you know, there's more to life than just sitting there and feeling, you know, pity on yourself and all that. So this very point, where there's an oops baby there and they're not around, we will get to see them. I hope they come back home when we're still here. We probably take a quick short break and then we come back and understand some more of Precious' life, you know, and how Caro has managed to take care of her. Does it mean then that she stops her life, basically not getting to a space of work and all that, simply because she really wants to take care of Precious after this break? Welcome back to the broadcast. This is Beyond the Limit, and we are in Uhuru Estate here in Nairobi, having a chit-chat with Precious as well as the mom, because, well, the mom understands the language of Precious and therefore she can translate to us and tell us that basically this is what she's saying. She's happy, she's excited, she is sad, and all that. You know, a story of resilience and a story of, you know, just saying, you know what, we can soldier on and we can do this. Precious is glued watching the screen, like anajua TV.
Yeah, kabisa. She has her favorites.
Yes.
Yeah, watch cartoon, and then she's also a worshipper. She loves worshiping and things to do with the prayers.
For real?
Yes. She knows prayers has kept her this far. It has not been
and you can see her react when maybe you put worship music and you put cartoons and all that, and she's excited. Do you get to know when she's sad? She cries and you know?
Even change of moods.
For real?
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's an amazing thing that God puts in special parents.
Yes.
We get to understand them.
Yeah.
I can tell you, like, when she's not comfortable with like visitors, like for all of you, I can tell you she's very comfortable.
Oh, she could have been crying here.
Yes, and very irritated. She wouldn't even have wanted to sit on this Mercedes. But then we happen to be calling
I
this.
know, right?
Her sibling said this is a Mercedes. It's not a wheelchair. That trying to make it feel good and accepting it, and to make things look better. You know, you don't have always to be like pitying. No,
I know.
Can you make something good out of your challenge? Yeah,
and it's important that in a minute or thereabout you tell us your experience, you know, of acceptance. That is all right. You know, actually, this is not something that happened by default. This was somebody else's mistake. This could have been avoided, but here we are at. So, what was it like for you and your family to get to that point of acceptance?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It was around when Precious was 2 years, actually. That's when I took that photo. You see the one where she's like trying to sit down?
Okay.
Yeah, during therapy session, we went there. She needed to see a neuro.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's this therapy center in Donholm where I used to take her. And then it happened that she had a bite around her chin, and then she needed to see a neuro.
Okay.
There is one that they partner with.
Right.
So it happened that this therapist wrote a letter to that neuro, referring Precious because she was first time. And then when you are their client, there's a specific number that they give you, such that every time you go there, there's a record.
Of you.
So while still I was there, I decided like to look at this letter. What is it saying? Just before I got home. That's when I took the letter. I read, and it said, "Please attend this CP baby. She's a client." I'm telling you, have you ever been given, you know, sad news? I'm telling you, I cried. I forgot.
Wow.
I was, you know, amongst people, like it was a crowded place, but I forgot it, and I cried. It was so much painful. Remember, at the hospital where we used to take Precious, they had told us like Precious' condition was not CP. They had said something like HI2. HI2 is a process of getting CP. So they were like, Precious almost got CP, but she didn't acquire it.
Therefore, we can reverse maybe and all
something
that.
like that. So all along, we used to have faith and hope that Precious will get well.
Fine.
Yes, I'm telling you, I used to take her for therapy session like between 3 to 4 times in a week, whereby I even had to stop my business, to take care of her, you know, putting a lot of effort so that she could get well. But it didn't happen. So I took this letter, I read CP baby. I'm telling you, it was the worst thing. you know, by then, and it was very heartbreaking. I cried, and the therapist and the, you know, the workers of that therapy center, they were very really felt bad. For one, they didn't know that I never knew that Precious had CP. All as a family, so it was like it was breaking news to you. For us, but in a bad way. Actually, I remember that therapist told me from that day, the first thing they used to do or like they could do from there is to ask the parent, do you know the condition of your child? Like now after discovering that us, we didn't know. So it was not easy. I encouraged myself, they encouraged me. They told me, like, you know, the baby so-and-so in this therapy center still has CP. And so what you're supposed to do is just encourage yourself, accept it, and move on, take care of your child. This one, there's nothing much you can do about it. It's just accept and just offer your best. The rest leave to God.
What is your best in this case, in terms of training? And I know your best could be as best of you saying, I'm not going to do business, I'll sit in the house and take care of her. Your best could be as best of you saying, you know what, even if there's a nanny, I still have to be around for her. So that means your life is purely this?
And beyond this, above Precious, I still have other 114 CP kids.
Okay, you have set up a foundation.
A foundation, for CP children that we have registered. We have registered under the name of Precious in her honor. So it's called Precious Blessings Celebral Foundation. Wait a minute,
Precious Blessings. So at what point did you decide that she's going to be called Precious, or you know, because you see as a mother, you are going to hospital, you already have the name of the baby. So at what point did you decide that she's going to be called Precious, or it's just a coincidence?
Oh, it just happened. These are names that we had chosen long before she was born.
Okay. And
like me, I chose Precious. The father chose Blessing.
So it became Precious Blessing. And so we have Precious Blessing Foundation that handles other kids and all that.
Exactly.
What is the essence of these two? Perhaps have other parents that come in and you learn together?
To encourage other parents to bring people from denial, like why I was. Actually, why I started it is because at some point, when now we discovered that Precious had CP, I went to a stage that is called denial. Denial is whereby you check at your condition or your challenge and you are like, no, this one is just too much. So when my heart got healed, I decided like to come out, to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches or like they sold their kids to the devil to get money. No, this is a pure medical condition that can get to anybody's child at any time. Remember, at some point Precious didn't have it, but the next minute she was born with it. So let people embrace people that has a disability. No one applies for it. It just comes, and it's only God knows the reason. But for us, at some point we discovered like why Precious was born like this. I can tell you, in the foundation, I do like some events whereby I look for sponsors who gives us foodstuffs and diapers and convalescent medications that are very crucial, and wheelchairs, assistive devices, and there are these parents that told me, Mama Precious, we are very happy that we have you. I was like, why? So they told me, like, you know, Precious was born like this because of us.
Because it's also an expensive affair for them. And somehow by default they get some of this.
Exactly. So she's a blessing. In her condition, yes, she doesn't speak, she doesn't walk, but she's doing much.
So how do you people teach them? How do you people teach them? Maybe, I don't know, school for special kids, or what exactly? Or you just teach them back at home and that's it?
Okay, like in her school, they have a curriculum for the special children. She's a student. She's a student, by the way, at Parklands Primary School. They have a CP unit.
Parklands?
Yes. That's where she goes.
Is that not far from here?
It is.
Okay, so the school is not like daily, it's once?
No, it is daily.
It is daily?
Yes.
Okay,
it is daily.
Oh, because it's the only place that you can take her the closest?
Okay. Actually, the government should, you know, take care of us. What I think is that in every primary school, a government school, they should have a special wing, such that
serious one.
A serious one. I'm telling you, like for Precious, you can imagine this distance from here up to Parklands. That is because there is no a school that can fit her. Yes, around here. But there is one for autism. It is in Burburwan Primary. But our Precious can't be in the same class with an autistic child.
Okay. So you have to be there in school, or you just
go
and
there's a teacher.
Leave her.
She has a driver who takes her there every day and brings her back. Can you
tell the difference when you know, like the difference when she's just at home and when she's in school? Like you can tell this child is learning.
Exactly. For one, it's exposure. Your baby doesn't feel, the baby that doesn't have exposure, like when visitors come, the baby cries. Because for one, the baby is used to be locked. No, you know, doesn't see other people. But now even this experience of traveling, it makes all the difference. And also being at school, getting all this noise, you know, she gets used to some of these things.
So today we made her skip school?
Not really.
We are sorry if we did. Man, this story is so beautiful.
It would still be okay. It will still be okay because she's a teacher for CP. Yes.
Indeed.
So we needed her also to be here so that when you speak of CP, you know, but there people don't a lot of people don't know much about CP. They don't know much about autism. So I want to be out there with Precious so that people can get the exact picture of a CP child.
And you know, the assumption that you are here at home with her the whole day, you see, I was even wrong from the word go, that she actually goes to school. Taking care of her at home, feeding her and all that, challenges with that?
Yes. It's never easy.
And she doesn't eat any kind of food, does she?
No. Okay, no.
Special food? Okay.
Not every. For one, CP kids, they have a problem with swallowing. Like their throat has, it's kind of narrow. And they only take things that are very liquid. They can't take anything that is solid. Even anything like a bean, it has to be mashed. Anything like if it's rice, it has to be blended. So there are things that they can take and things that they can't take. Just how you have to know what your baby. Okay, but of late, what I have decided, by they have been making food, you know, like 2 to 3 years, ever since she was born until just the other day. I got tired. I'm telling you, you know, like every day, you know, cooking this. So I was like, for one. The doctors mostly discourage you about blending food, but because of not blending, remember she has a problem with swallowing. So what she needs something that is very light. Something that is very light. So this mashing, definitely the food can't be very light like for blending. So what they do, they really discourage you about blending, but then it also affects the health of the child. Like you see, the amount that you are feeding the baby is not enough. It's not enough. So what happens? The baby, you know, they don't grow. They don't grow the health, you know, like you. So me, I just decided to do the opposite. I decided now I'll be blending her food. When I blend her food, at least she eats everything.
Nourishes and all that. And you can tell that she gets all the nutrients.
Like now you can notice there's a difference. But if you had met her like 6 months before, she was different. But now since I started that blending, I see her getting better. True. And also the other thing that I do, I don't blend it to be so fine. So with the time, I just make sure to be so fine with the time, you know, just training her throat.
Wow.
Yes.
How time flies. You know, I'm being told that we have to be out of this place. But before then, she's a lady, or she's a girl. Have you met other CP children that are older than her?
Yes.
The menses?
Yes, it's there.
Are you scared?
Oh, yeah, I'm scared.
How do they handle it?
Oh, it's never easy, I'm telling you. Like in the foundation, we have 2 girls that are 25 years, severe CP, like Precious. You can imagine maybe they started the menses as 12 years. The work that the mother has been doing. So it's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
You also learn.
We get to learn a lot. Like we have to, like in the group, we are very active. We chat, we ask questions. Like when I get here, how do I cross the river? You know? For now I can tell you, basically I'm getting prepared mentally. It has not been easy, like periods. You start thinking like, okay, it's the same as still how I also started. Like at least but at the end of the day, it's about love. It's about love. And why did God choose me to be a special parent?
And I'm glad that it's gone beyond the troubles of stigma and all that. Beautiful story here. A story that we'd listen to over and over again. In less than a minute, what would you tell the parents who are going through the same out there? What would you tell the society? Because everyone is a candidate. I have my little boy who is almost the same age as Precious. Who knows tomorrow what happens?
True.
So what would you tell people as we close?
Okay, for me, from Mama Precious, I want to tell you, can you embrace people who has disability? It's not anything that we applied for. It just came. So what I would tell you is that embrace us, support us where we are able. If you know that special parent, special child somewhere, can you get to know what are their needs? Sometimes surprise them with diapers. Like for us, we are on diapers throughout. Ever since now she's turning 9 years. Yes, between 4 to 5 diapers in a day, you know. There's food. Nowadays there's M-Pesa. Surprise that parent with something. Support them. Also embrace people. let there be no stigma. By the way, it is very hurting. It is not good. If by the way you have nothing to tell us, it's better you keep quiet. Don't hurt us. Already we are hurted. Yeah, our hearts they are wounded. So what you do, even though like for me, I'm above that. I've met a lot of challenges, but at least don't hurt somebody. Love them and just support them just in your capacity. Yes.
All right, this was an impromptu, so we didn't carry diapers.
Okay.
We are going to carry diapers next time. Thank you so much, Mama Precious. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Precious, and of course for a great show. And we're looking forward to see you again next episode of Beyond the Limit, because this is actually going beyond the limit. My name is Linda Lela. Bye bye.